Bryce and Will, thanks for your time. We'll let you head back to your locker room.
I'd like to say something. Can I say something?
Absolutely.
You know, these two guys that are sitting up here, they're not defined by one game. These guys played great for us all year. They're great competitors. They were great leaders on this team, and they contributed tremendously to the success of this team, and we would not be here without them. All right, and both of them take responsibility for the loss, but both of them contributed in a lot of ways in a positive way to giving us a chance to win and a chance to be here to have an opportunity to win. So I just want to thank them for that and let everybody know how proud I am of these two guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much. We're going to begin our Q&A portion with Coach Saban. Again, please go ahead and use the raise hand function if you have any questions. We're going to go ahead and start with Charlie Potter.
Yeah, hey, Coach. You talked about the injury to Jamison. Just how did you think some of the young guys stepped up at receiver, and how much can that help them moving into the next season with this experience?
Oh, I think it'll help them a lot. I think these kinds of experiences are invaluable in terms of, the thing that's tough about it is we played some guys tonight that didn't get to play much during the season, so they didn't have much experience going in. They had some opportunities and they made some plays, and I'm sure that'll help their confidence, and they'll grow and learn from this, and it'll be a positive experience for them and their development in the future.
We'll go next to Tony Sokolos.
Nick, you just stopped and kind of made sure that the two players heard what you said, but heading into the offseason, how confident are you that, Bryce Young and Will Anderson are going to be able to bounce back from this just based on what you've seen from them as players?
Well, they're great competitors. Great competitors always respond well to adversity. There's nobody that feels worse about losing this game than these two guys. So I know we look at things from our perspective, but internally on a team, these players put a lot of hard work in. They made a lot of sacrifices to contribute to the team so the team have a chance to have success, to have an opportunity to be here. So there's nobody that feels worse about that than them. And there's nobody that's going to want to do more to try to get better so that they have an opportunity to have success in the future. And I think that's what great character people do. And I think this team demonstrated great character all year long in their ability to overcome a lot of tough things. And these two young men are great competitors, and they'll overcome it very well, I'm sure.
We'll go next to Michael Cunningham. Michael, do you have a question?
Yes, Coach. Coach, Georgia had the ball with 90 seconds there at the end of the first half, and you decided not to use your timeouts until there was 22 seconds. What were the factors you considered when you made that decision not to use your timeouts there?
Well, sometimes when you use your timeouts, when they have used one timeout, but then they made a first down. So what good it would have done to use your timeouts if they make a first down? They were trying to run and get out of it. I've been in situations like that before where you call timeout and they make a first down, then they go 2 minutes, and you're hanging on. So that was my thinking on that. I really don't think it had much of an impact on the outcome of the game, actually. But so we were going to try to make them punt. But when it's first down, second down, if they make a big play, I think at field position, they go 2 minutes. You just gave them an opportunity to score. So sometimes you got to play defense a little bit too.
We'll go next to Andrea Adelson.
Nick, I'm wondering if you know yet the severity of Jamison's injury or what exactly it is, and as a follow-up, how much that altered your game plan for the majority of the game.
Right. Well, he has a knee injury. We won't know the extent of the knee injury until we get an MRI. He actually wanted to play in the second half, and the medical staff, wouldn't let him, which I think was smart, because he has a future as a football player. Look, this guy contributed tremendously to our team all year. He has great speed. He's a vertical threat. I think our offensive coaches did a great job of utilizing his talent this year. He's been very productive. So anytime you lose players like this, it has an impact on your team. Yeah, it gives other players opportunities, and I'm not disappointed in how they responded to that, but there's no question that you win with great players. You win with great people. And he's been a great person and a great player on our team all year long. So when you take him out of the lineup, it has to have some impact.
We have two more questions. Our first one we'll take from Haley Sutton.
Coach, just the senior class that you had this year, particularly like Phil Mathis and Brian Robinson, I know this isn't the way they wanted to go out, but just how proud are you of those guys and what they've been able to do at the University of Alabama?
Yeah, those guys have accomplished, a tremendous amount of good things in their career at the University of Alabama, not only in how many games they've won and how productive they've been on the field, but these are fine young men who have really developed nicely from a character and attitude standpoint, and will have I think, a tremendous opportunity to be successful in the future, regardless of what they choose to do. We didn't have a lot of seniors on our team this year, but those two guys that you mentioned, they were great ones.
And we'll take our last question from Mike Rodak.
Specific to Ajay Hall, there was obviously a point where he wasn't playing this season, and just what happened over the last couple months that gave you confidence to put him back out in the field?
Well, he's really improved in practice in terms of gaining some confidence in what to do, how to do it. And, all players have to make an investment in their development. We have a responsibility and obligation to play the best players, but we also have a responsibility and obligation not to put players on the field who are not going to be productive because they don't know what to do or they're not confident in how to do it. And why it's important to do it that way. So that's all part of a young player's development. And then the last, all these bowl practices, starting with the SEC championship game, Ajay has started to develop confidence, and he's got a lot of ability, and he's started to develop confidence in knowing what to do, knowing how to do it, knowing why it's important to do it that way. And I think the players on the offensive side of the ball started to develop confidence in him as well. So had some opportunities tonight. He made some good plays.
Coach, thank you very much for joining us.
All right, thank you. And I'd like to thank the College Football Playoff Committee for having this event. This is a wonderful thing for college football. It's a great thing for fans. I'd also like to thank the media for the wonderful job that you do, sort of covering college football. And I think you give a lot of positive self-gratification to a lot of young men who do a lot of hard work in representing their institutions and their families. And I really appreciate, the job that you do. And